Jeff at Budrum here, and Wilma's helping me on the camera, and this afternoon we've harvested my last two ginger plants. And if you saw my first video of harvesting ginger, I didn't realise how long ago it was. That was 10 weeks ago. What we did is we dug it and we messed up the video, so we've got to, I can't show it in the ground, but as you can see, the foliage was up pretty high. And then we had one at the back which was a late bloomer, and so that's from the one that's a late bloomer. So what we're in now, what about the 8th of May here, and we've only got another 3 weeks before we've got the official winter here, so apparently the ginger doesn't grow much in the winter, so it's time to harvest it if you want to use it. So I've hosed it all off, and we've got it. We're pretty impressed with what we got out of it. We've been growing vegetables here for 20 years, and we're both asking ourselves the question, why did we take so long to start growing ginger? So anyway, when you consider we're putting ginger in everything that we make now, all our chutneys and sweet chilli sauces, and now we're getting into this Thai cooking, this Thai lemongrass and prawn soup, and we're using using the ginger in that, and so I've hosed it all off. Have you got a good video of all this ginger here?
Yes, I certainly have, and it smells lovely.
So you just break these stalks off and trim it all up. Now you can see here, this was the original root that we planted. I think it broke away here somewhere, and now with the ginger we harvested 10 weeks ago, the original root was still quite edible, but I can see with this one it's just about hollowed out, so the original plant you can't eat. So it looks like it's best to keep it as long as you can, let it grow as long as you possibly can. The other, I suppose, I shouldn't really get off the subject of ginger, but with the first two plants that I harvested, I buried a whole heap of great big mountain of organic material here, and I just want to show you what happens here. You've got all these earthworms in here. I'm not sure if the camera's going to show them up. All these beautiful earthworms, and buried a heap of stuff there. And so anyway, so that's I suppose that's our ginger. So what we're going to do, how we planted it was we mounded up the soil nice and high, and the first week in spring we planted about a chunk about 3 inches long with a couple of those eyes on it, about every foot, about 2 or 3 inches in the ground, maybe 3 inches in the ground every foot, and then so we only planted 4 plants this year, last year rather. So at the end of the early spring we're going to put the whole row in this year, about 8 or 10 or 11 plants.
Great.
Right, so we're still here now. What I did is I trimmed them back. Now I just want to point out that the first two plants that we harvested, we got 600 grams of trimmed up ginger. Now this time with the first two we had one good one and one that was a late bloomer as well. So we got sort of comparing equal. We got one good one and one late bloomer here as well. So this time we got just over a kilo. We got 1 kilo and 40 grams. So that was by letting it grow another 10 weeks. So next year we're going to have a whole row, about 11 plants on the whole row. So we'll be able to start harvesting in late February. Just keep on harvesting until May, and what we're going to do is trim all this off and peel it, and all the peelings we'll do the same as we did last time. Use the peelings for, okay, so we're just going to use the peelings like we did last time. We'll use that for the lemongrass and ginger tea, so nothing's going to get wasted here. I'll chop it all up and freeze it, and use the peelings for lemongrass and ginger tea. And how are we going for time, Wilma?
You've got plenty of time.
Okay,
5.5 minutes.
We talked about the earthworms, didn't we?
Yes.
But just, it's probably getting off the subject, but can we just talk about these shallots just for a minute? Now, now this is, if you saw my other video about shallots, you'll notice I've only just discovered that we're actually growing shallots. Now, I've had 8 plants here. Now, you can see, look, can you see, take the camera down there, you can see these shallots starting to form down the bottom there, right? Now these have got a fair way to go, so they've got still got a bit more development to go, and it's not until this top actually dies off before you can pick the shallots. Now over here there's 2 plants where we use the tops as spring onions, and you see the difference between the ones that we chopped the top off. This is what we've been doing for the last 10 years, chopping the top off and using them as spring onions and not letting the bottom develop into a shallot. So it's amazing what you learn. Anyway, that's sort of it. Anyway, we better get off this thing, and we better close, and we'll catch you on another video. All the best. Bye.